Happy Memorial Day and welcome to Charles H. Braun Stadium in Evansville, Indiana, as we get ready for the rubber match of a home opening series between the Evansville Otters and Equipe, Quebec. Ryan Brown with you. Alongside me is longtime broadcaster with these Evansville Otters, Bill McCune. And Bill, it was a doubleheader split that we saw from the Otters back on Saturday night. They lost game one by a score of 3-2, a close matchup, and in game two they won by a score of 6-3. So they got a win in front of the home crowd, and they're looking for more today.
Well, we're happy to get the split because they didn't have much hitting in the first game, but they exploded in the second game with that first baseman, that outstanding first baseman, who I understand was voted as the player of the week or month.
Yes, that's exactly right. That is Riley Crane, who was voted Player of the Week in the Frontier League after going 6 for 11 in his first three games with a double, 5 runs scored, but of course helped out by that Game 2 performance in which he hit 2 home runs, drove in 5 runs, which ties him for the league lead at 6. And by the way, on the note with Crane, who we will be speaking to in our pregame interview, this is the second time that he has won Player of the Week honors in the Frontier League. And interestingly enough, he's a back-to-back winner because he won it in the last week of the 2019 season.
Well,
so back-to-back reigning champion Riley Crane, we'll see if he can keep it going. But for the whole team effort, we'll explain to you, or we'll clue you in on what happened on Saturday to remind you. The Evansville Otters split that home opening doubleheader. Talked about how they won the second game 6-3. It had been over 600 days since the Otters played their last regular season home game at Bosse Field. They welcomed back 1,300 fans to the historic ballpark on Saturday. And in game one, it was Tyler Vale who started for the Otters, and he pitched very well. He earned a quality start after going 6 innings, allowing 3 runs, but unfortunately for him, Evansville's bats just could not get going enough offense against Equipe Quebec's pitching staff. The lone offense of the game came off the bat of Trent Nash, who tied the game in the bottom of the 4th inning with a clutch 2-out, 2-run double. He'll be starting again today, playing over at third base and batting 9th. Equipe Quebec regained the lead a half inning later off the bat of Elliot Curtis, who had a go-ahead solo shot in the 5th, and Equipe Quebec would hold on to win 3-2, but in game 2, the Otters would have their way after allowing Equipe Quebec to take a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. A misread in right field allowed a Riley Crane fly ball to fall on the warning track for a 3-run inside the park home run, and that was pretty exciting to see, Bill.
I'll say, we're talking about that young man, Riley's power, but he's also noted for a great defensive fielding, but what surprised me was his speed. And, he went around those bases like he was going to race at the Kentucky Derby.
Yes. So the great hustle by him would help him get around to score on the inside the Parker. And then after David Glode had tied the game in the top half of the 3rd inning, with a solo shot, Riley Crane would step up to the plate again for his second home run in consecutive at-bats and his second home run of the game. He belted a home run to right field that would give the Otters a 5-3 lead, and they would not look back, as from there the Otters had Justin Lewis, Abraham Almonte, and Logan Sawyer throw scoreless 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, retiring 9 Equipe Quebec batters in a row. And by the way, Sawyer earned his first save of the year. So that is our recap for the first 2 games of the series before this Memorial Day afternoon's rubber match between the 2 clubs. And we will send things over to pregame interview with Riley Crane. Mentioned that he had received those Player of the Week honors earlier today, so we asked him about that and more. You are listening to the Evansville Otters pregame show on the Otters Digital Network.
Good afternoon, ladies and
Standing here with Otters infielder and Frontier League Player of the Week, Riley Crane. First thing I got to ask you about, Riley, that honor, the first time you've won it since 2019. It's actually the second time you've won it, which is a nice little feat. Tell me about how it felt getting that honor today.
Yeah, it's always exciting. It's early in the season, so getting off to a good start is always a good thing, but just glad to be winning ball games and getting off to a good start.
Yeah, right now tied for the league in RBIs after these first 3 games. Last Saturday night was a great performance in Game 2. You drove in 5, a couple home runs. Riley, you feeling pretty good at the plate right now?
Feeling good at the plate for sure. It's, just like I said, it's early, so yeah, seeing the ball well, and hopefully it'll keep going as the season goes.
I want to ask you about one of those home runs, the inside the Parker. Is that the first one maybe since Little League? Or yeah,
first one since Little League. I coming around third, I was pretty gassed. I didn't think I had it in me, so glad to survive that one.
Riley, you're returning to the Frontier League for the first time since 2019. You first came to the Frontier League in 2017 out of Washburn University. I'm curious to hear what was the story there? How did you find the Frontier League, and what was that like?
Yeah, a college coach of mine, Sean Joy, played in the Frontier League for the Southern Illinois Miners, and so he had some connections in the league as well. So after Washburn didn't get drafted and came up to just an open tryout with the Windy City Thunderbolts and got picked up from there, and just stuck around long enough ever since, so it's been awesome.
This is your first season with the Evansville Otters. Curious what the experience was like signing in the offseason, coming into camp. What did manager Andy McCauley, what were his expectations for you, and vice versa? What did you expect of that opportunity and what you've made of it?
Well, yeah, so after 19, I got my release and was able to pick and choose where I wanted to be, and Andy was the first guy I tried to reach out to. Playing against the Otters for 3 years, I had a ton of respect for the way he managed his team and the way he put the field on the team, or the team on the field. And so, yeah, we spoke in the offseason. We, came to an agreement, and the nice thing about Andy is, you go and get your work done, and we're all just here to win ball games. And so I had a ton of faith in him, and there wasn't real clear-cut expectations of, hey, you're going to be our first or our third baseman or wherever. It's just, hey, let's go, do what we need to do to win. So that's kind of fun, too, to be able to, just fit in wherever the team needs me. So it's awesome.
Awesome. Riley, thank you so much. Again, I'm talking with Riley Crane, Frontier League Player of the Week. Thanks so much, Riley.
Thanks, guys.
Special thanks again to Riley Crane for taking the time in that pregame interview to talk with us after securing Player of the Week honors here in the Frontier League today after that big performance on Saturday night. When we return on the Evansville Otters pregame show on the Otters Digital Network, we will have lineups and then first pitch from Charles H. Braun Stadium on the campus of the University of Evansville. We have Evansville Otters, Equipe, Quebec Memorial Day baseball for you when we return on the Otters Digital Network.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Welcome back to Charles H. Braun Stadium in Evansville on the campus of the University of Evansville. Memorial Day baseball for you as the Evansville Otters are set to take on Equipe, Quebec in the final rubber match game of a 3-game set on a home opening weekend here in Evansville. I'm Ryan Brown, joined by Bill McCune. And real quick, we will let you know about the starting lineup for this Equipe Quebec team, led by their manager, Patrick Scalabrini. Leading off will be left fielder L.P. Peltier. Batting second, David Glode, the left-handed hitter. Jack Berry bats third. Jeffrey Para bats in the cleanup spot. He also catches. Jonathan Lacroix, left-handed hitter, bats fifth. Dane Tofflin in the sixth spot. Then 7, 8, 9, Riley Pittman, a lefty. Gift Ngope and Elliot Curtis also swinging from the left-handed batter's box. And they face southpaw Marty Anderson on the mound for the Evansville Otters. Anderson, back in 2019, playing for the Southern Illinois Miners, went 5-5 with a .295 earned run average in 17 starts. He racked up 88 and a third innings of work, along with 90 punchouts and 59 walks. And Marty Anderson, Bill, is someone we've already got to see back in spring training and had a little bit of a wild performance, but hopes to put together a nice little start here.
Yes, I believe he walked a couple. His control was not there at that time, and that's when Max Peterson came out, and they changed pitchers. But you're right. Spring training is to get in shape. It's not to be evaluated insofar as what your future is.
For the Otters, managed by skipper Andy McCauley in his 11th season with the club, will be Miles Gordon, Andy DeJesus, Bryce Denton, 1, 2, 3. Then in the middle of the order, it's Player of the Week in the Frontier League, Riley Crane, followed by Elijah McNamee and veteran John Schultz. And 7, 8, 9, J.R. Davis, Dakota Phillips, and Trent Nash. Dakota Phillips behind the plate, catching Marty Anderson on the mound. And that is your pitcher-catcher battery, sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. Anderson, first pitch from him. Fastball in there for a strike on Louis-Philippe Pelletier. And we are underway here at 4:08 from the University of Evansville at Charles H. Braun Stadium. The 0-1 on its way from the left-hander. Another fastball, another strike, 0-2.
That's the way to get ahead of the batter, especially leadoff hitter.
Anderson ahead in the count, 0-2. Facing the right-handed hitting left fielder, Pelletier. 2-strike pitch. Fouled at the plate. So they'll do it again. Game time temperature here from Evansville, Indiana, 75 degrees and sunny. Picture perfect for Memorial Day. Anderson, standing at 6 foot, 180 pounds, 28 years old. Another 0-2 pitch. That misses low and inside, 1-2. Anderson, a Donaldsonville, Georgia native, entering his experienced 2 season in the Frontier League. 1-2 to Pelletier. Fouls it off to the right. First baseman Riley Crane over a few steps. You'll have a look. It gets out of play.
Yes, there's not as much room, foul territory here in the University of Evansville as there is in Otterville.
No, there is not. 325 down the lines. 400 to straightaway center. Another 1-2. Fastball misses just off the plate. Home plate umpire Chris Diekman this afternoon. Preston Childers is over at first most of the time, and Roger Folks is ranging around the infield. He's beyond third base right now. The wind in the 2-2. Fastball, high chopper, fair of third, but oh no, the third baseman Nash lets it go by him, as if not to touch it in fair territory, thinking the ball was foul, and that allows Pelletier to advance to second on what is ruled an error.
Now, Andy's coming out to question that, and rightfully so.
Yeah, we're curious to see how this went. McCauley, manager for these Evansville Otters, has a quick word with third base umpire Roger Folks, who just told you about, and they'll convene a brief meeting here, the umpiring crew, a few steps short of third base. This might be mostly a formality, and it looks like they are going to allow the call to stand. Yes, they will.
Well, they thought it was fair ball all the time because even though our third baseman there.
You know what? A correction for you there, Bill. We saw the third base umpire, Roger Folks, raise his arms as if it was a foul ball, but there wasn't much action to be had. In fact, the batter at the plate, David Glode, didn't move from home plate, but that's because he's holding the bat for L.P. Peltier, who will be asked to return to the batter's box here and bat with a 2-2 count versus Anderson. So they did overturn the call.
Oh, my goodness. Nash was down there at third base, and he kind of was befuddled with that, and I thought it was fair ball, and it seemed like, I don't know, unless Nash touched the ball when it was in foul territory. That might have been the call.
Yeah, it seemed that Nash was standing in fair territory. The 2-2 now is grounded, and a sliding try to his right. DeJesus, the shortstop, cannot get in front of this one. It goes into center field for a base hit. Better than what had happened, though, by about 90 feet.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I'll take that one base rather than the two.
Right.
He's not in scoring position right now.
So David Glode batting now. An interesting play to begin this one.
I'll say. Well, we're playing on a different type of field. This is not Ballsy Field or Ottersville, where we have a grass field. Here it's AstroTurf.
Right. Playing on a turf field where rubber tires go to die. Now David Glode batting. First pitch to the lefty is a fastball. It misses outside. Glode playing at second base. Defensive alignment for the Otters, neglected to mention, was Denton, Gordon, and McNamee left to right. Nash, DeJesus, Davis, Crane around the horn, and Phillips behind the plate. 1-0. Another fastball. Again, it misses outside. 2-0 now.
Yeah. Your $500 Goodyear tire that you put on your tire, as you said, this is the cemetery of tires.
Yes.
Yeah, I never heard that before, but it's a good analogy.
Runner off of first. Line drive into right. Perfectly split the gap. And breaking down around second base is the base runner Peltier. As David Glode is aboard with a single that puts runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the first.
And here comes the big power hitter, the home run hitter.
That's Jack Berry.
Yeah.
Designated hitter. Berry hitting .417, which is 5 hits through just 12 at bats and through 4 games on the season. He has hit a home run. He's driven in 3. He bats with runners at first and second with nobody out. Time called at the plate here.
Ryan, today is a beautiful, beautiful day for baseball.
No question about it. Something great about the tradition of playing baseball on Memorial Day. And beyond that, having great weather to boot. Ground ball to third. Nash will step on the bag for one. Across the diamond to first. It's a 5-3 double play. And that helps clean things up a bit.
Oh, I'll say. All right, that was heads up on Nash's part. Going, taking one step, grabbing the bag on third, throwing it to first. It gets Mr. Anderson out of a lot of trouble.
Tell me if you disagree, but I think a play like that perfectly demonstrates the importance of knowing what you're going to do with the baseball when you get it ahead of the play.
That's exactly right. And that's one of the things you teach baseball players, that know what to do before you get the ball, if the ball comes your way.
Well, now it's Jeffrey Parra, an opportunity with a 2-out base runner over at second. That's David Glode following the double play. Anderson facing Jeffrey Parra. A first pitch strike called on him on a breaking ball. Parra so far has hit very well. In fact, he's about neck and neck with Riley Crane early on in the season for the league lead in most offensive categories.
Well, I believe this young man got
Another curveball misses upstairs.
2 doubles in the second game, and he had 1 double in the first game. So he had 3 doubles Saturday in a doubleheader.
Jeffrey Parra is tied for the league lead in doubles with 3.
And they were Saturday.
Yeah. And also leads the league with 15 total bases. Anderson will step off as he looks the runner back to second.
I think in the first game he was he got the first RBI, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be exactly right about that.
He got the double.
Parra catching in this one. And Anderson will step off as time is called. Taking a little long for Parra's liking.
Lord got a base hit, and I think Parra got the double, and that's how the run scored. Or there was runners on second and third. Now I'm not sure.
We'll have that answer for you in just a moment. And another step off here as Dakota Phillips is going to be called out to the mound by Anderson. It looks like they either can't, probably guess they're just not able to agree on what to throw here. Is that right?
Well, generally, the catcher is the boss. He's the general of the team, and he makes all the calls on what pitch to throw. However, sometimes you do have a pitcher disagreeing. Yet, pitchers are concentrating on getting the out, or the catcher has a computer recording of what the weakness of the batter is. So therefore, you go with the catcher.
Now, this is the perspective of a former catcher, because
Yes.
I wonder what some former pitchers would say.
Well, they better say yes. He's right.
Runner goes on a 1-1 fastball. Throw down to third is not in time to get David Glode, who's into third with a stolen base, and he's a little slow to get up. So, you know that AstroTurf doesn't feel too good to slide in head first. As he did.
You're right. Well, I never agree with that head first slide anyway. That is very dangerous. A lot of broken fingers, believe it or not.
See the oven mitts now in the major leagues trying to avoid that. The 2-1 looked like a fastball. It missed well outside in the left-hand batter's box.
Yeah, he's running that count. Marty seems to have a problem with his control the other day, and right now it looks like he might be in the same boat.
We'll see if he can battle back from 3-1. That pitch is a curveball, and it's flied out to center field. Gordon over to his left. He's got a beat on it. He makes the catch for the final out of the top of the first. A nice job by Anderson to work out a danger. He gets a help from the double play ball, the 5-3 double play. Nash to Crane. We head to the bottom of the first. Equipe Quebec nothing. Evansville Otters coming to bat on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Bottom of the first inning from the University of Evansville at Charles H. Braun Stadium. 0-0 our score as the Otters take on Equipe, Quebec in the rubber match of the home opening 3-game set. Lineup for the Otters facing Ben Hoffman, the right-hander, is Miles Gordon, Andy DeJesus, Bryce Denton, 1, 2, 3, Riley Crane, Elijah McNamee, John Schultz for the heart of the order. And then rounding things out, 7, 8, 9, J.R. Davis, Dakota Phillips, and Trent Nash facing Ben Hoffman, who in his last season, he got to actually play in 2020 for a team called the Rockland Boulders, who played baseball as a first pitch fastballs in there for a strike to Miles Gordon in what was called the All-American Baseball Challenge. And he had 6 starts, compiled a record of 3-0, a 203 earned run average, over 40 innings, striking out 39 and walking 9. And he jumps ahead of Miles Gordon, 0-2. Gordon had a couple of hits.
So he had a pretty good year then. 3-0.
Now, I don't know what the competition was like. So, don't know much about, as the 0-2 misses, the Rockland Boulders.
I wonder where Rockland is.
In Pomona, New York.
Oh, okay. Rockland County then.
1-2 misses outside. Ah, that could be.
Okay.
The Rockland Boulders are, I believe what it might have been was as the 1-2, 2-2 pitch, is a called third strike, and Gordon set down on strikes. I believe the Rockland Boulders might have been an extension or continuation of the New York Boulders, who currently play in the Frontier League, which were absorbed from the Can-Am League.
So well, Mr. Gordon just struck out, and by being called out, and I believe his last time at bat, Saturday night, he was called out on third strike.
He might have been. Andy DeJesus bats now, the switch hitter from the left-handed batter's box. He swings away, facing Ben Hoffman. First pitch fastball misses up and in.
Looks like this young man's got some pretty good velocity, Ryan.
No, unfortunately, no radar gun.
No, I'm going to put it at 88, 89 miles an hour.
1-0, misses high.
And I think Anderson, I'm going to say 85, 86. He doesn't have that overpowered fastball.
Otters today wearing their military appreciation uniforms. White jersey tops, white pants that on the shoulders have a couple of red stripes, stars as well. High fly ball out to right. The catch is made easily by Toffland, and that will give you Equipe Quebec's defensive alignment. Pelletier, Lacroix, Toffland, who just made the second out of the inning, or just caught the second out of the bottom of the first. Curtis and Ngope on the left side of the infield, and Glode and Pittman on the right. And behind the dish, Jeffrey Para catching Ben Hoffman as Bryce Denton steps to the plate for the Otters. Anyway, final note on those unis. The first pitch to Denton is in there for a strike. They have a depiction of that famous photograph taken at Iwo Jima, the raising of the American flag on that Japanese island. Back from the World War II era.
Pretty good slider on there, although it was called a ball, but it looked like he had a good bite to it.
Denton, a good job to hold up, I suppose, then, too. Count even at 1 apiece. Fastball's pulled to the left side. Backhand sliding stop by Equipe. Throw in the dirt. And I should say turf because the turf can help you out on picks like that. And it's a nice pick by Pittman to retire the Otters 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We head to the second. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Top of the second inning from Charles H. Braun Stadium at the University of Evansville. Marty Anderson into his second inning of work. 0-0 our score. He faces Jonathan Lacroix to begin the top of the second, and he begins it with a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Anderson on the mound for the Otters. This is his first season with Evansville. And it marks as the 0-1 is skied into foul territory, perhaps by behind third. It bounces just out of play as Trent Nash gave it a pretty good look. Well, anyway, Anderson returns for what is his fourth season in the Frontier League. After playing for the Florence Freedom in 2016 and 2017 and 2018, or I should say this is his fifth season because he played for Florence 2017 to 2018, and as the 0-2 is fouled off to the left and out of play, he played for the Miners back in 2019.
Right, 3 different clubs. So this be his fourth club. You said Y'all, Florence, Washington, Southern Miners, and now Evansville.
Not Washington. I might have messed that up, but I think it might have been just Florence and Southern Illinois. I think this is
just two. Okay.
I think the 0-2 is fouled back, but he had played for a couple of affiliated teams before he came back to the Frontier League in 2017, playing in the Mets organization at low A and regular A ball, as this is flied into left center field. A little communication is made as Gordon calls off Denton in left. to make the catch for the first out of the inning. It brings up Dane Toffland. He being Marty Anderson, played for the Columbia Fireflies in Columbia, South Carolina, along with the Brooklyn Cyclones in 2017 before coming back to the Frontier League, where he was picked up again in 2018 by the Marlins organization.
Really?
Yes.
So he has, he's got a lot of stamps on his suitcase.
Yes. Yes. First pitch to Tofflin misses outside. Tofflin, the right fielder. So some affiliated teams, some MLB organizations have taken a flyer on Anderson a couple of times out of the Frontier League.
Well, left-handers are a premier pitcher in baseball. And if you can get a good lefty, you got a gem.
1-0 coming to Toffland. Looked like a two-seamer maybe. In there for a strike. 1-1. Toffland for Equipe, Quebec. 6'3", 220 pounds. Last played for Indiana State. 1-1. Fastball misses away. 2-1 now. As Marty Anderson faces Dane Toffland with one out. In the top of the second inning, 0-0 our score. 2-1. High chopper to third. Bouncing just foul as it's fielded by Trent Nash, shy of the third base bag.
That looked like it was similar to the first batter that fielded here, the first batter.
Yeah.
It was similar.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So Toffland will return slowly to the home plate circle. Can't call it a dirt circle. I guess it's just a discolored circle around home.
Right.
At a turf field here.
This reminds you when you go to southern Illinois, the miners, the field is similar.
Do they? They have a turf field.
Entire field is dead tires.
Aha, dead tires. Sacrifice tires.
Yeah.
2-2, pulled foul of third. You know, something I have not seen before, I don't think, is a turf field with a neat pattern on it like this has. You know, it has a pattern on it that makes it look like it's freshly mowed.
Yes, okay, yes, you're right.
I don't know if I've seen that before.
No, I have never seen it that way.
That's a nice touch.
Yes. I didn't look at it that way, but you're right. Very observant.
2-2 coming to Toffland. Fastball in
three.
there for strike three. Freezes Toffland. It's the first punch out for Anderson and the second out of the second inning. Anderson logged a good number of punch outs his last season with the Miners, 90 over 88 and a third innings. And it brings up Riley Pittman. Pittman, who back in game 2, Pittman went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. First pitch from Anderson is a fastball outside. Again, that's game 2 of the doubleheader back on the Otters' home opening night. That was Saturday. That was split, and it gave the Otters a 2-1 record. And Equipe Quebec, who came in with a record of 1-1, as this is lined into left field for a base hit. One hop to the left fielder, Bryce Denton. 2-out base runner for Equipe Quebec. Equipe Quebec, who came in with a record of 1-1, the split sent them to 2-2, kept them even at 500, where they are keeping pace in the Atlantic Division, which is composed of Tri-City and the New York Boulders. They are just a half game back of the Tri-City Valley Cats, I believe, who have played only one game along with the Sussex County Miners. They've had quite a few rainouts, so they've had a doubleheader today. So they are still undefeated with a 1-0 record, as Gift Ngope, the former big leaguer bats, The runner at first base and 2 out in the top of the second inning. Breaking pitch, misses low.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Gift does, because the last game, I believe he struck out all 3 times.
Yes.
And the last bat at the first game he struck out, so that was 4 in a row.
Right. Actually, well, I mean, to add to it, you're exactly right. To add to it, 0 for 6 with 6 punch-outs as the backdoor bender is called a strike on Equipe. So not a great night at the plate for the former Blue Jay and former Bucko. Equipe facing Anderson with a 1-1 count. Runner at first and 2 outs. He takes a strike. Equipe mentioned Saturday night the first ever South African-born player to play in the major leagues. The 1-2 coming. Fastball fouled off his hands into foul territory. Crane is over. He makes the catch for the final out of the top of the second. Nice work by Anderson, working around a 2-out base hit. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 our score. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Bottom of the second inning, 0-0 our score here at the University of Evansville. And to lead things off, it is Frontier League Player of the Week, Riley Crane, who is coming off a 2-homer game back on Saturday night. That was in game 2 of a doubleheader in which he drove in 5 RBIs. The first pitch to him misses inside.
Yeah, they started Riley off with a slider. You're not going to give him a fastball in that first pitch.
His reputation precedes him, although I'm sure Equipe Quebec did not forget some unhappy memories as the 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1.
Second slider in a row.
1-1 count on Crane, who currently, again, just 3 games into the season. This is just our 4th, as the 1-1 fastball misses outside. Crane is in second place in terms of batting average, having collected 6 hits in 11 at-bats. He is tied for a league lead in home runs, and RBIs, and slugging percentage. One hopper that is bobbled by the second baseman Glode. It was a one-hop shot to second base, had a lot of airtime again because of the turf, and he went to backhand it right around the belt, and I think it was on the transfer that he lost the ball, and Riley Crane reaches second on what is ruled a base hit. I believe it was ruled a hit, wasn't it?
That's an error.
Okay,
That's an
ruled an
error.
error. I see. Sorry about that. I was going to say, I was surprised looking up there and saying, oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the Equipe Quebec's line and saw an error up there. Or sorry. Well, yeah, my bad. E-Broadcaster and E4 on Glowed. It brings up Elijah McNamee, and he takes a fastball outside for ball 1.
In Evansville, you could say, "Entschuldigen Sie bitte."
What is that?
You're sorry.
Oh, yeah. The 1-0 to McNamee. Looks like he went again to that slider. It misses inside. McNamee batting with Crane off of first. Nobody out in the bottom of the second. The 2-0. Fastball catches the outside corner. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this young man here, Hoffman, he doesn't miss too many strikes when he's even the balls are close to the.
This is hit out toward the line in right, but it gets foul.
His location is good, is what I'm trying to say. He's inches away on his pitches from being strikes.
2-2 count on McNamee. McNamee, who played in game 1 of the doubleheader and reached base safely via a walk in his 3rd plate appearance. He also reached base safely with a base hit back on opening night last Thursday in Schaumburg. This pitch runs in and gets a piece of McNamee. So he will head down to first. And he heads down there with a little bit of hustle, wincing with a little bit of pain, but he's not going to show it.
Never show it. Never show your...
26, the designated hitter. Number 4,
so it puts runners at first and second following the error that led off the inning. Now a hit by pitch. And the all-time hits leader for the Evansville Otters, John Schultz, is at bat, who is playing in his 3rd game of the season, and in his first 2 games has had 2 multi-hit performances. He takes a strike at the letters, 0-1. Schultz, record holder in all kinds of all-time Evansville categories. The 0-1 off speed misses.
Yes, he played more games, been at more at-bats, got more hits.
Yes.
And, however, I don't think he has a home run record, though.
I don't believe he does.
No.
He does have the doubles record.
Yeah.
The 1-1 coming. He fouls it off his hands. The catcher, Para, is out of the crouch to have a look at it, but has no play.
I stand to be corrected. Maybe Preston or Zane could tell you, but I believe the home run hitter is Golbach, a former Evansville Otter who unfortunately was involved and got killed in Texas this spring.
Ground ball back past the mound. The third baseman up with it. The high chopper hit not hard enough at the third baseman to do anything but to throw on to first. So it kind of works like a successful sacrifice.
I was just going to say that. You
runners advance to second and third.
You stole my thoughts. It's just as good as a sacrifice, yes. Move the runners up to second and third, putting them in score position.
So it ends up being a kind of productive at-bat.
Now, if that was on the Otterville Bossy Field infield, that might have been a base hit.
J.R. Davis batting. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Yeah, because they definitely got a little extra height to those bounces here because of the turf.
Right,
So,
it would have died.
yeah, it would have been just a little cue shot.
It would have been more or less a perfect bunt.
The 0-1 misses high to Davis.
Yeah, sometimes playing on AstroTurf, it hurts you more than helps you.
Davis went 2 for 3 in the second game on Saturday night and also logged a double. He bats with runners at second and third, 1 out in a 0-0 game in the bottom of the second. The 1-1. Big swing from Davis. He fouls it straight back. Davis, the Vallejo, California native, has 4 hits through 11 at-bats in his first 3 games. He gets his second start tonight over at second base. He also DH'd in game 1. Sorry, that's his third start. 1-2. Pitch misses away. 2-2. Ben Hoffman trying to avoid a fly ball, you'd think. The infield is playing back early in this one. See if you can get the punch out here. The 2-2. Davis does swing through a breaking ball, and he is the second out here in the bottom of the second, and it brings up Dakota Phillips, who will try to work a little 2-out magic here with runners at second and third.
That was one of Hoffman's outstanding sliders. That really had a bite to it, and Davis did go after it. And you know, good sliders look like it's going to cross the plate, and you start swinging, and before you know it, it's out of reach.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to a good pitch.
That's right.
Dakota Phillips batting, fastball, outside corner, strike 1. Phillips, the Nacogdoches, Texas native, returning for his second season with the Otters. The 0-1 is lined past the first baseman, down the line and right. This will score 2 and give the Otters a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second thanks to the 2-out single by Dakota Phillips.
Yeah, he took that high fastball and just uncorked it right over the first baseman's head and line drive out there. And you're right. See, now then, there's the penalties of AstroTurf. It got out there so fast that the right fielder had a chance to hold Phillips to a single.
Yeah.
Again, in Otterville, it might have been a double.
Well, either way, 2 runs home. The Otters now take a 2-0 lead. And it's Trent Nash to bat, who doubled home a couple of runs in his lone start and his lone game of the season back in game 1 on Saturday.
Yeah, he had that double that hit third base when into the left field and runner scored.
0-1, misses low, 1-1.
That's something you don't see very often. It hit the bag and flew up in the air about 20 feet and just rolled out into left.
Otters now take a 2-0 lead. Breaking ball, misses outside, throw behind Phillips at first. He has to use a couple of limbs there to stay on the bag, using both his left hand and left foot to dive back to first. Nash ahead in the count, 2-1. Ground ball over to second. Glode goes the short way to Ngope at the bag. And that will do it for the bottom of the second. But the Otters score 2 thanks to a 2-out, 2-run single by Dakota Phillips. We head to the top of the third inning. Otters lead 2-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Top of the third inning, Otters have a 2-0 lead here at Charles H. Braun Stadium at the University of Evansville. Ryan Brown, Bill McCune with you in the rubber match of this 3-game set. Marty Anderson into his third inning of work. He faces Elliot Curtis, who homered back on Saturday, and he takes a strike. Lefty on lefty matchup.
Yeah, this young man was the cause of the Otters' loss in the first game on Saturday when he homered over the right field wall, giving them the 3-2 win.
Exactly. The 0-1 breaking ball misses just outside, 1-1. The Otters playing Equipe, Quebec. His home opening series. Equipe, Quebec will not have a home opener this season, we believe, unless something should change.
And why is that?
Because they happen to be a nothing but traveling team.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, now
they don't get to play in Quebec. They will be playing all over the Frontier League.
Oh.
They are a combination of the Capitals and the Aigles, as the 1-1 is a called strike.
You just answered my question that I had, and I think many, many others, that there were 3 Quebec teams in the Frontier Canadian League, or Can-Man League, and yet 2 combined.
1-2 misses low
into this Quebec team, and I was wondering why, if you're allowing Quebec to play, but not the other 2 teams, but you just answered it.
Yeah, they're a combination of those teams.
Right.
So on the team bus, you see the decal for the Capitals and the Aigles, if that's how you say it. The 2-2 curveball misses in. Aigle, maybe.
Yeah, I noticed that in the bus, too, and I wondered, I'll tell you, you were answering a lot of questions, young man. You must have read a dictionary or an encyclopedia or something.
Yeah, a little bit of the homework.
Yeah.
3-2. Fastball misses outside. It's a leadoff walk for Elliot Curtis and Equipe Quebec in the top of the third.
Well, I
Brings
was
up
wondering,
Peltier.
because, Quebec is a little different than Toronto or Ontario, so far as they're like a separate nation within Canada.
LP Peltier singled his first time up. Throw over to first. Runner back safely. Yes, Pat Scalabrini, who is the manager of the Quebec Capitals and also the manager of Equipe Quebec. He was tapped to be Equipe Quebec's manager. First pitch to Peltier, fastball up and away. Said that with the continued closure of the U.S.-Canada border and the uncertainty of when it will reopen, the Ottawa Titans, in conjunction with the Frontier League, have agreed to make 2022 our inaugural season.
Okay.
And that was from Titans Vice President Regan Katz after naming Scalabrini manager of Equipe Quebec.
Well, interesting. You have edified our listeners.
One 0 to Peltier. Fastball upstairs, 2-0. Katz went on to say that this was not an easy decision, but that we believe it is the right decision. We thank our staff, players, coaches, and manager for their commitment to the Ottawa Titans and look forward to seeing them on our field next May. The 2-0 is in there for a strike.
Well, this is not going to be the first Frontier League team that did not have a home field.
Is that right?
Yes, there was other teams in this league that did not have a home, played the same thing on the road, all our games.
Aha. Runner off of first, nobody out, 2-1 count. On Peltier. Runner goes. And the pitch is swung on and hit out to center field. Gordon under it. He makes the catch. Curtis first retreats about halfway and then retreats all the way to the bag at first. So one down here in the top of the third.
Number 14, David Globe.
Yeah, although the press release, it's interesting to note, mentions that should the border open, that Equipe Quebec will return home to play what